Hello guys, and welcome back to Sam's Disney Life. Today we're going to be talking about the extremely important things you need to do before you go on your Disney vacation. Some of these things are so important that they could literally stop you going on your dream vacation. So let's get started. So the first thing is ESTAs. The reason these need to be done is because to get into any US, you are needing an ESTA to be approved to go into that country. These can be done straight away. They last for 2 years. So I always say, when you have booked your vacation, get them ESTAs in straight away. You can get approved within 10 minutes or you can get approved within 24 hours. But the reason I say do this straight away when you have booked your holiday, because if you have any kind of criminal record or you feel that you may get rejected because something from 20 years ago, you need to check. So when you apply for your ESTA, get rejected, you will have to appeal this. So you may have to go for a visa. Visas can be very, very lengthy. I have known them to take 9 months to be approved. It's very lengthy, and if you've got a holiday booked within that time frame, you don't know if you're going to get accepted to go into that country. So research it and make sure that you get those ESTAs in straight away, because if you get rejected and then you have to apply for a visa, that is a very, very lengthy time, and you do not want to spoil your vacation and not be able to go on it. And sometimes you might even lose your deposit on your holiday. If you've paid in full, you could lose the full amount because you didn't check all of this when you first booked your holiday. Look at the requirements on what ESTA is. If you do have a criminal record, research on what things may stop you from going into that country. I'm unsure on the criminal record guidelines on what is minor and what won't let you go into the country, so I won't be able to going forward with that for you, but definitely you need to research it and definitely get those ESTAs in straight away when you've booked your holiday, because if anything gets rejected, it could take an awful long time. So once you have got your ESTA put in, you haven't got to do it for another 2 years. So you could go to Florida as many times as you want within those 2 years, and they only cost around about $15. I will put the link below on what website you are needing to go to for this. Definitely check that up, guys. So the next thing is this passport. I know what you're saying. Of course you need a passport to go into any kind of other country. We all know that. But the reason I say passport is because if you do not have 6 months left on your passport, you won't be able to go on your trip. That is an requirement. You've got to do that. So when you have booked your holiday, look at your passport, see how long is left on it. If it's under 6 months before you travel, you need to get it renewed. But also with your passport, make sure it's not damaged. I have had a story before what I was told where the page of your actual picture, it was peeling, so they wasn't able to use that passport. The reason being is because they may think it's been tampered with or anything like that. So make sure it's got 6 months left on your passport and make sure it's not damaged. So the next thing is travel insurance. I know a lot of people will say to me, well, I'm okay, I'm fit and healthy, I never go and see the doctor, and that's fantastic, but you've got to take into consideration that if you get bitten or you break your leg, you're gonna have to go and see some kind of medical professional, and that can cost thousands if you do not have travel insurance, just to go and get your bite sorted out, or if you need scans, that can be thousands of pounds, and you do not want that hefty medical bill. And if you are normally fit and healthy, you can normally get travel insurance a decent price. It doesn't cost much to just protect yourself. If you do have underlying medical conditions, really research on the travel insurance you can get. For an example, my daughter has a rare heart condition, and I really do have to research on the best prices. I can normally insure her for a couple of £100 to go to the USA. That is researching all the time and trying to get the best price, because if you have got underlying health conditions, I do know that travel insurance can be quite pricey for that, but you definitely need to be covered if anything happens to you. The next thing is medication. I always recommend that you put your medication in your hand luggage. The reason being is if your whole luggage gets lost and then you haven't got your medication when you get to that country, that could be a massive concern, because you might not be able to get the supply you are needing for, say, a 2-week stay. And if that medication is vital, then you could be in a sticky situation. So I always say, put it in your hand luggage. Make sure that you have some kind of doctor's note or just something simple to say that what medication you're on. I've never had a problem before. I've always took my daughter's medication with me in my hand luggage. I've never ever had any questions, but if they did, I would have a quick medical professional note just to say what dosage I'm on, what it's for, and then that will just back you up if there is any questions at the airport. So the next thing is money. I always like to take that little bit of money just in case I need to tip anybody, bell service, taxis, anything like that. So before I actually go on my vacation, I'll always research for the best change rate in my country, because if I do it at the airport or I do it when I'm over there, then the exchange rate may not be as good as what it could be when you're actually at home. For me, I've always gone to Tesco's, Asda, any kind of shopping centre place always seems to be the best rate for me. But always research that and try and get the best change rate, because you want more money for your vacation. The next thing is travel cards. So if you're wanting to just use your bank card or credit card when you're out there, always let them know before you go. The first reason I say this is because if you start using your credit card or ordinary debit card in a different country, they could block your card, and then trying to get in touch with your bank or credit card services when you are overseas, it can be a struggle, and you do not want to be blocked out of your card when all your money is on your card and you have got to pay for crucial things like food and stuff like that. So you want to definitely make sure that they know that you're going on your vacation and what dates they are going. But also I say this as well because you need to find out if there's any exchange rates. So for an example, when you are in Orlando, you are overseas and the exchange rate may be a lot of money, and I do know that some banks and some credit cards will charge you a fee to do that transaction. So make sure that you find out there's no fees, because I do know there's a lot of banks what do charge. So always take that into consideration, because the last thing you don't want to be paying $20 for an item on your card, but then you get charged a fee of another $10. That comes to be very, very pricey if you are doing that on every transaction. The next thing is mobile network. The reason I say this is because it can be very pricey to use your phone overseas, as most of you may know already. So before you actually go, check with your provider to see if there is any charge by using your mobile data, phone calls, stuff like that when you are overseas, because I've had it before and my husband's had it before. When the first time we was going to Orlando, we came back and we had over £90 phone bill because we just used a little bit of our data. I do know if you go into Disney World that they do have free Wi-Fi all the way through the parks, but in some areas it doesn't work as good, and you might just want to check your emails or something like that, and then you decide to use your mobile data. By just using it for 5 minutes, that can really mount up. So make sure that you ring your provider, explain where you're going, find out how much it's going to be costing you per minute to use your phone. It's crucial, because you do not want to be having a massive phone bill when you've just got off your dream vacation. The next thing is weighing your luggage. Yes, everyone knows that you have to weigh your luggage before you go on your vacation, because you want to be within the guidelines of your airline and all of that. But I always take a travel weighing scale with me. The reason being because if you have finished your vacation and you've brought lots of merch, and then sometimes the resorts don't have any weighing scales, and if they do, sometimes they'll charge you, sometimes they're not accurate because they've been used so much. So I always take a little hand one with me so I can double check it to make sure what weight it is. I have done it before where I've not took one, my resort has not had one, and then I've just gone to the airport guessing the weight of my luggage, and then it's been over the weight and I've had to juggle things about with a massive queue behind me. It's really embarrassing. And in the end we ended up paying a fee because our luggage was just way over the top. So it's really important. We don't want to have any fees because we've gone over our allowance because we didn't check our luggage in the first place. So the next thing is advanced passenger information. This can be done as soon as you booked your flights. A lot of people forget to do this. I've done it before. It's so simple. When you've got your holiday booked, you're all excited and you've forgot to do the advanced passenger information. This is super simple. When you have booked your flights, go onto your booking online and it will say advanced passenger information. All it asks for is your passport details and some other personal information. It's really simple, but it's something what airlines do require if you are, for an example, going to Florida. The next thing is park admissions. So getting your tickets before you actually travel. I have put a video on this already, but I just want to go in a little bit more detail because a lot of people make the mistake of buying their tickets when they actually get to the park, and that can be very pricey, and you could have got it a lot cheaper by getting them before you've actually gone onto your vacation. There is lots and lots of places before you even travel you can get your tickets from. So you've got Florida Tix, you've got attraction tickets, you can get them direct with Disney. There is so many places, so always research on the best price. I wouldn't recommend getting them on the door because that is very pricey. And if you are going to multiple theme parks, so for an example you will want to go to Universal Studios, you want to go to SeaWorld, you want to go to Busch Gardens, if you are paying all of that on the door, that is a massive chunk out of your family's money, and it's always best to get those cheaper prices before you get onto your Disney vacation. So the next thing is fast passes. If you're staying off site, it's 30 days before you travel, but if you're staying on site, it's 60 days. So once you've got your tickets, you can link them up to My Disney Experience, and then you can go onto the app at 60 days or 30 days, and then you can book 3 fast passes per day per person. So there is lots of attractions, lots of popular rides, so it's definitely worth getting your fast passes. So the next thing is dining reservations. So also if you have got your tickets, you can book your dining reservations on the My Disney Experience app 180 days before you even travel. There is some fantastic popular restaurants. So you've got Cinderella Royal, you've got Be Our Guest. There is so many popular restaurants. So if you have got tickets prepared, you can book those in advance as well. The last thing you want is not having your tickets and then you're not able to book your fast passes or dining reservations in advance, because if you are paying on the door, you're not going to have those perks. So it's always best to get your tickets way in advance. So the next thing is, and I don't talk about it very much, is the My Disney Experience app. I know I say to you all the time that you need to go on the My Experience app to do your fast passes and dining reservations, but I haven't told you much about it. The app is fantastic to do all of those kind of things, but it does so much more as well. And it's always good to get it on your phone way before you've even travelled, so you can get the gist of it, you can get used to the app and know where things are. So when you are in the park, you can quickly click on it and you know what you're clicking on. So you have got the whole park map, so you can check on wait times, of the rides, which is crucial because the last thing you want is to get to one ride and it's like 60 to 70 minutes long, and so you're having to walk right back down to the park to another ride. It can be a bit time consuming, stressful, and if it's hot you don't want to be doing that, so you want to be ahead of time of what you actually want to do. But also there's the mobile ordering, so if you're wanting to go to a quick service place and just get a burger, you can actually do it on the app and then just wait for your food when you're there. That is something I'll go into more detail at a later stage, but there is that thing you could do as well. You can also find out the wait times for your meet and greets. You can find out when the show times are. There's so much more you can do on that app, so make sure that you download the My Experience app because it is crucial if you are going on a Disney vacation. It will help you out loads. So guys, I really hope this has helped you. This is just a few things that you just need to really prepare yourself for. The last thing I would want for you is to book your dream vacation and you've not got your Esters, you're not sure about your passports, and you're not prepared when you're there, because everyone's worst nightmare, and I would absolutely hate that for you. So guys, I'm going to be putting a lot more videos out there on planning for your vacation. I have got a few videos already about planning your vacation and preparing yourself for a vacation, so I'm just wanting to do step by step for you so you can get the best out of your vacation. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you.